Life before death, strength before weakness, journey before destination. This is the first ideal of all radiant paths. And I want to talk about a condition that you temporarily get when you swear your first ideal in the Cosmere ttrpg. Hello, I'm the Tabletop Optimist, and I'm a huge fan of the Cosmere ttrpg. If you want to learn more about the Cosmere ttrpg or the forthcoming Plotweaver ttrpg made by the same company, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my future uploads. One of my fellow players swore his first ideal in our most recent Cosmere game, and the moment was amazing. If you are unaware, in the Cosmere ttrpg, there are paths, also known as classes, known as Radiants. Radiants are sort of the superpowered characters on the planet of Roshar, where the game takes place, and they are imbued with an energy called Investiture. When you take a talent that states the first, second, third, or fourth ideal, you get a new goal in your goals and rewards section of the character sheet. Once you have all three bubbles filled, you can swear your ideal whenever you feel it is narratively appropriate, gaining the empowered condition after swearing. The empowered condition is as follows. When a Knight Radiant swears an ideal, they become empowered, granting a burst of unrestrained power. While empowered, you gain an advantage on all tests, and your investiture refills to your maximum at the start of each of your turns. Make sure to remember to remove this condition at the end of the current scene. Now, trust me, I get it. That is a lot of new information if you have not played the Cosmere TTRPG, so let's break this down together. Starting off with, you gain advantage on all tests. A test is whenever you have to roll to determine the success or failure of an action that you wish to take. And with that test, most of the time you'll be rolling a d20. Now, what is advantage? Advantage is when you roll two of the same die and choose whichever result you want, whether it be your d20, your plot die, or any other die, kind of like your damage die. Most of the time, the players will pick the preferred option, which is the higher result on the d20 or the higher result on the damage die, or the opportunity side on the plot die. But remember, like I said in my last video, sometimes complications can be very helpful to your roll. So keep that in mind when you're determining your preferred option. When you make an attack test, you roll your damage die along with your d20 die. You can choose whether you have advantage on the d20 to see if you hit, or on the damage dice to determine how much damage you are doing. Now, what is a scene? A scene is when the action zooms in and your individual actions have consequences. Most of this game is built around these scenes, and these scenes can be categorized as combats. Combats are when there is hostile activity between people, conversations that can change the outcome of the story, and endeavors, which are events that cover a variety of moments in the game that are a little bit more high stakes than your typical event, such as exploration, missions, pursuits, and much more. What you also get in the Empower condition is a complete refill of your investiture at the start of each round. Again, I will repeat, a complete refill of your character's investiture. Now, I brought up investiture before, but let's talk about it again. Investiture is the resource that you'll be using anytime you want to use your Radiance abilities. Investiture is determined based on your points in both of the spiritual attribute scores, which is awareness and presence. As you can see, my awareness and presence are both 2, so I have max 4 investiture. Once you spend your investiture, it goes down to 0 if you use it all. To refill your investiture, while not empowered, costs 2 actions utilizing the Breathe Stormlight move. And in the Cosmere, 2 actions is a lot. In the Cosmere combat, your order is determined by whether you take a fast or a slow turn. Fast turns have 2 actions, and slow turns have 3 actions. While you are empowered, you're practically getting Breathe Stormlight for free. This is wild, and having the Empower condition really shows the raw, unmatched power of what it is like to swear an ideal, and what that means for your character. Back to the game I'm in. I have not sworn my first ideal yet because even though I have all 3 bubbles filled, I do not feel like there has been a moment that has been narratively appropriate for me to swear my first ideal. Even though my character would be stronger if I just swore them, I want to wait till it feels narratively appropriate and rewarding for my character. But that's not completely necessary. If you wish to swear your ideal the second you get it to get all those amazing benefits, do it. Do not feel pressured to swear your ideal when it feels narratively appropriate. Do it when it feels right to you and your character. You cannot go wrong. Breath of Wild games knew that Radiants were going to be the most popular class to play in this game, and that it was very important to the fans of the Cosmere who have never played a TTRPG before. And I feel like they nailed it. I've heard so many stories about people swearing their ideals in this game, and it is a moment that I know that they are going to remember and cherish for the foreseeable future, maybe even the rest of their lives. And that is such a beautiful moment, and I love that so much. If you have played the Cosmere TTRPG and sworn an ideal, what happened to make you swear that first ideal? Was it a moment you felt like you and your allies were in grave danger? Was it a quiet night and the words just came to you? And what did that moment mean to you? Let me know in the comments below. If you have or haven't played the Cosmere TTRPG and you plan on going Radiant, which order do you want to follow? Also, let me know with that in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Keep that glass half full and have a great next game. See you later.